There's nothing like a morning dew, walking through the yard with you. The grass soft beneath our feet, the world in bloom, the smell is sweet. An extraordinary secret garden sanctuary. Don't just trust it to anybody.
Hi, this is Andy with Aspen Lawn and Pest, and we're here to prepare this above ground backflow preventer for a hard freeze. If you cannot, we'll get to it later here in the video, but if you cannot know or cannot find the source of the water to the sprinkler valve, that's fine. The least you can do is cover up this device with a thick warm blanket or a set of towels. And the idea being that we try to contain as much ground warmth on the device. So if you could cover it up and tuck it in to the ground, flush with the ground, that'll at least give us some security in knowing that there's some heat there if you don't know how to shut off the water. But what we're going to proceed now is knowing how to shut off the water to this device, and we'll go that route. So in this particular one, of course, it's out here in the yard. Everybody can see it. But sometimes these devices will be located up against a building or up against a house or up against the side of the house, and it's kind of out of the way and out of sight. And the tap of that valve to the backflow valve is going to be inside the building or inside the basement of the house. But on this one, we have the tap valve right here in front of it, and we're going to utilize a forked key to turn off the shutoff valve to this backflow preventer. So I'm going to utilize a flashlight here so I can see what I'm doing and put my forked key on top of this valve. And it has a cross handle. We're going to turn it clockwise about 6 to 8 turns. And once this stops turning, we're just going to give it a little bit of a snug, right like that. And now we know that the water is shut off to this backflow valve. The next step will be, we're going to open up these test ports on this backflow valve. And what this will allow is the water that's remaining in here to dissipate or drain away a little bit, which will give us enough room so if there were a hard freeze to occur, the water that's in there has a place to move to. So we're just going to open up these test ports here. A little bit of water is going to come out. Now, if you didn't have the valve shut off all the way, or you didn't have the right valve shut off, you will know it because this water will continue to come out of one of these test ports, if not all of them. But here we can see this will have a little bit of more water coming out of it because it's on the mainline side. But here now we've prepped these at 45. They were at horizontal, and now we're going to put them at a 45-degree angle. And these are all 45. And next procedure we're going to do is we're going to 45 these actual ball valves. And the reasoning behind the 45 on these ball valves is the internal ball and the outside casing. If that is at a 45, it allows enough room for what water may be trapped in between the casing and the ball to move if it were to incur a hard freeze. On this particular device, we may also do is go ahead and cover it up until we come out again at a later date and blow out. And we want to make sure that we have good ground contact with the blanket or the towels. And then if we have anything in the forecast as for rain or snow, it would be a good idea to also cover that blanket or towels with a tarp or a large trash bag. Keep it from getting too wet. So this is ready for a hard freeze. The next step will be to blow out the rest of the system at a later point in time.
There's nothing like a morning dew, walking through the yard with you. The grass soft beneath our feet, the world in bloom, the smell is sweet. An extraordinary secret garden sanctuary. Don't just trust it to anybody.